Hey, what's up, wrestling fans, Ronald colleagues, or subscribers? Came by to talk about what happened on Friday Night SmackDown. I'm a huge wrestling fanatic, so I did something different. I'll show you, I could walk you through of what happened on Friday Night SmackDown, so that's what went down. So the night did kicked off with Alberto Del Rio marking a huge celebration of what he did to Rey Mysterio. So yeah, he celebrates, he's walking us through what happened the past week, addressing that he did put him down and stuff. So a little bit later on, then he nails down his piñata, using Rey Mysterio as a mask just to tease him. Then he said, let's have a toast. So eventually, that's what happened. And Christian comes out to confront him and address, you're Enrico Glacier, you're JBL John Bradshaw Layfield wannabe. But apparently, then after that, he said what was I gonna say? But oh yeah, he said, what you did to a good friend of mine, that's what he mainly did. He confirmed he ate one of his hors d'oeuvres, he teased it, and then he said, why don't we have a fight, a brawl? So that's what happened. Brio gets rid of all the party hosts and party, carriers out of the ring, all the hors d'oeuvres, and then Brio takes off his jacket, and then this fight was supposed to break out, but luckily enough, the match didn't happen. He walks out the ring, Drew McIntyre nails a cheap shot on him, and then Christian gets out the ring. That's what happened. And then later on that night, the match did started with Drew McIntyre. With Drew McIntyre getting the upper hand halfway through the match, Christian got nailed through the stairs, and so Drew McIntyre got an advantage there. So luckily at the end, Christian nails the upset pin to get victory after doing a ton of, throwing on the announce table. And the match was very great. The match was very interesting, even though we've seen the same old match again. And I gotta say, I was pretty impressed, because it's like they did outside ring announcer activity. It's a lot more, physical, unpredictable combat. It wasn't just the same regular Joe expected match that, like you would typically see. So I gotta say, it was pretty less typical, I gotta say. So, moving on, later that night, there was, Kelly with against Michelle McCool, accompanied by Layla, one of the members of Team Laycool. So the match just started after Michelle McCool getting distracted. And, Kelly runs to attack him. She gains the upper hand halfway through the match. Luckily, Michelle quickly turned her around pretty quickly after a suplex, and Michelle McCool nails her slam. 1-2-3 kick out. But then eventually Kelly does a hurricanrana. She tries this hurricanrana flip, and I give her the upper hand of nailing her finisher move, the Faith Breaker. See it later on that match. She did, you see right here, she tries to do it, but Michelle McCool gets the upper hand, nails the Faith Breaker, and then gets the victory. So luckily enough, Michelle McCool gets the pin. Layla celebrates, and that embarks her build-up for Team Laycool. And I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with Michelle McCool. Many people say Michelle McCool sucks, but no, she doesn't suck. She's pretty impressive. I mean, I hardly see her botches because they're silent, but mostly her wrestling ability is more realistic, heel or face. But hopefully they turn face eventually in the future. They plan on staying together until retirement. So I bet, based on the storylines and angles they've been getting, they're gonna be around for a while. So we don't know when they'll stop, but they're going to keep going for sure, so for one fact. So, after that, the match started with CM Punk and Luke Gallows against The Big Show. Luckily enough, Luke Gallows did get the upper hand in the match. CM Punk and Luke Gallows with a lot of outside ring activity, especially maybe from CM Punk and Luke Gallows. Eventually, Big Show nails the victory with Luke Gallows getting knocked off the apron. No, CM Punk getting knocked off the apron. And then Big Show doing his special throwdown reverse powerbomb move for him to get to victory. And I gotta say, whoa, look at that. I gotta say, that was pretty ridiculous. They ridiculously mistreated the straight edge society. And I gotta say, I was pretty pissed off at how that went down. And CM Punk just powerfully gets so frustrated. He eventually nails to go to sleep on the brother. And then he gets frustrated about, him constantly losing. That's just ridiculous. They could have just make the Big Show, they could at least, make the Big Show lose one match, and then Stretch and Society could have their match at Night of Champions, or somewhat, and then boost the storyline and expand it a little bit that they finally get a win. I want to see that happen. Big Show just wins nonstop. I really want, something to happen. So I don't know what's gonna be next for Straight Side. Will Luke Gallows stay, or will CM Punk terminate the whole Straight Society and turn face? But I don't really want him to turn face. His heel character has been pretty interesting, especially now he's bald or he's just growing hair back. But I don't think he's growing much hair enough. So like I said, there's the VIP lounge with Jack Swagger, taking over the MVP VIP lounge. He says yes, he's been proud of what he has done. He recently addressed to the whole WWE universe on why he won, and he walks us through what happened last week. So yeah, you can see all his trophies and stuff and all his achievements. That's his gimmick. And they gotta say, I pretty like his gimmick because he did all this stuff since a kid, and then now you see how he's been succeed through life, and they really build a lot on his character. He's like the new Kurt Angle wannabe, like Alberto Del Rio, this JBL wannabe. I want to see how they feud, except Jack Swagger is playing a really great heel. So his father came back after the chokeslam from Kane, but we haven't heard much of that ever since Kane turned heel, and it wasn't, neither of them did it. So Kane did it, and with Kane the World Heavyweight Champion, he was more prouder than ever. So luckily Jack Swagger did, Jack Swagger was doing push-ups, and I gotta say, that was pretty lame. It's like, why is he doing a number of push-ups in a lounge? Like, he could have did something more interesting, or try to be this MVP wannabe, interesting. But instead, he just does a number of push-ups, and then eventually when he gets to, like, the 47 push-up, MVP, comes out, interrupts this whole thing, and it's like, why is MVP doing a number of push-ups? And it's supposed to be this bottle-popping party, cliche, but I get used to his gimmick and stuff. So, that's how it came down. Eventually, MVP, addresses him that, yeah, I'm very proud of your achievements, but he say, oh, so what VIP lost? So he threw his stuff around, he about to be ready to start a fight. Jack Swagger shielded his father. Luckily enough, MVP tugged him, and then Jack Swagger's father flew out. It was hard to tell if it was a 305 move or if the father closed on him, but mostly MVP nailed his finishing move on him. He threw Jack Swagger out the ring, and the MVP eventually, just elbow dropped the father, and then that's how it went down. So now it came from Kane to MVP attacking the father, but now the feud just came from Jack Swagger to MVP. So that's how it passed down, luckily enough. So I'll see how that goes down, because Jack Swagger was ECW World Champion. So I don't know how that's going to come about, but hopefully we'll see what happens next week on SmackDown. So after all that, there was Matt Hardy, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes said, oh, Matt Hardy's not dashing just because he has hair, a half a beard, and he says, oh, he has hair, half a beard, and then he says, oh, you need a dashing mirror, you need to, your eating is like very minimum. He talks about, oh, like just because, he has all that. So Matt Hardy was pretty much enraged. He gets rid of the mirror and gets ready to fight. And that's how it came about, and then the match just started. Matt Hardy did get the upper hand out of frustration halfway through the match, but luckily enough, Cody Rhodes eventually came through at the end, nails his finishing move to Crossroads, and gets the victory. So luckily enough, so you can see how he gets the Crossroads. Yeah, he nails Crossroads. So later on that night, Kane, did something even more original. You could see like his Titantron going, but you could like hear Kane like totally like laughing in the background. His face was sideways and stuff. And then he addressed, Undertaker has really taught me a lot. So, yeah, you can hear his whole laughter and stuff. And then he says, yeah, Undertaker, you haven't taught me a lot. You've taught me a lot, but just some stuff that, he learned on his own and stuff. So, yeah, he continued with his mind game tactics with the whole, Monk's coming out. Monk's coming out carrying the casket. And then you can see, like, it was black, but then it turns red right at the moment it was about to open. But eventually you can hear his music. And then, once again, he gets up and then he laughs again. So, he just addressed, he is the better brother. He's tired of being the other brother and stuff. And that's how it made it more different. But then he's proud of what he did because he's world champion. That's what I'm thinking. He's world champion, so it makes things more interesting. And now the champion says he's going to prove that The Undertaker is just Kane's brother. So, he did this whole thing out of jealousy, putting The Undertaker in a vegetative state, so it makes it more interesting. Kane's just constantly laughing. It gets pretty annoying, but pretty weird at the same time. So, later on after that, The Undertaker comes out, and Undertaker walked through what happened on the Monday Night Raw. 900th episode, how he was weak and vulnerable. Undertaker comes out ready to fight. Luckily enough, Kane disappeared halfway through the match, and then we haven't seen him. Kane gets seen over the Titantron, and then he makes a powerful address that, Night of Champions, he'll be the best, and, that's how the night pretty much ended. And so, Kane is just really, just making an announcement that he will defend his title Night of Champions, address that he will be the better brother than The Undertaker. So, that's my walkthrough. It was a TV, so if you see extra stuff, it's just a little bit weird. So, to all colleagues, please give me your response or comments or subscribe to me up there. Thanks for the 7 subscribers. Hopefully I get more in the future. For all colleagues, peace out.